Should I pay my boyfriend for my graduation photos? Me 34F, boyfriend 36M. Facts. I graduated with my MBA. My boyfriend is a photographer and we have been together, off and on, for 10 years plus. He is charging me $300 to take my graduation pictures and that is his discount from $400. We do not live together. We have no children together. We have talked about officially building a life together. My beliefs. I don't believe he should charge me if he is really serious about our relationship. I have the money to pay the $300 but I feel like it speaks volumes to his perspective on the relationship by charging me. He says, we're not married, but we sleep together like we are. He subscribes to the man as the head of the household ideology but I don't feel like he will prioritize me over himself, especially financially. This is a part of why I hesitate on this commitment because he heavily values money but doesn't value me enough to spend or share it with me. I'm in the medical field. I would never charge him for medical advice. I want him to want to give to me, the way I want to limitlessly give, love on, and help him. Background. 10 plus years ago I graduated with my BA out of state. He said he couldn't come because he couldn't afford the plane tickets. I offered to buy them. He declined. I found he'd bought an iPhone, same price, days after I'd asked for him to buy the grad tics. This latest scenario is triggering, reopening that wound for me. I didn't feel like a priority then and certainly not now either. Regular spending disposition. I am way more frugal with my money but I spend on him. He spends very liberally on himself, and rarely on me. My income is higher than his now, but back when he made way more than me, the contribution was the same. I truly love him for him and it's not for fiscal reasons. His response, we argued and he said that, I don't support him or his business, because I feel entitled enough to question paying for the services, but I have purchased things to benefit his photography business, leather camera straps, changing tent, etc. In this scenario where I'd hope to see unbridled support for a major life goal, that would ultimately benefit him too, I'm left feeling like it is more important for him to make money off of my accomplishment. I'm having trouble separating emotions from this scenario. What should I do differently? Congrats on your education. Speaks volumes and wish you the best. I think it's great that you helped purchase some things for his business. Sometimes that's what loving partners do. It does seem strange that he wants to charge you, but I'm not in his head. If I were you I would not get pictures done from him, but find another photographer and pay that person instead. I think this is very mean-spirited of him. He could give you these photos as a gift, and make you happy, at a fairly small cost to himself as graduation gifts go, and instead he's choosing to prioritize his finances. You could separate your emotions by telling him you feel that if the photos are to be a business deal rather than a gift from your partner, then it makes the most sense to get the best possible deal, and you will shop around for a photographer. If he complains you're not supporting his business, ignore him. You're not obligated to support the business of a partner who won't support your educational achievements. He doesn't prioritize you, and that's fine for him to charge for his business, but the other bit about choosing a phone over seeing you graduate unless he really needed it, and being the head of household, he's being manipulative if he's not acting for the good of both of you, is concerning. You're highly educated up. Why waste so much time on someone that doesn't encourage you to feel valued, but instead, encourages you to follow an ancient status quo? Why are you still with this guy? He's telling you in every way you don't matter. Goodness gracious. After 10 years together he's giving you a 25% discount on his precious time? How unbelievably generous of him. Yikes. I feel like he wants to charge you and assert the importance of his own job because he's insecure about you earning more money than him and possibly having more degrees. You mention he believes in man of the house stuff and those types don't always like earning less than a woman. You mention how he acted at your first graduation. But I'm curious how supportive he is during other times of your professional achievement. Deduct the cost of all the things you've bought him for his business from the $300. Then after you get the pics, dump his ass. He will most likely always be a shitty partner like this. Personally, I could never imagine charging someone I'm in a serious relationship with for any kind of service. I enjoy giving to those I care about, particularly if it's something as simple as graduation photos. It's not some highly stylized editorial piece. It speaks volumes that he doesn't want to give you this as part of celebrating you and your accomplishment. From this I'm getting that you guys aren't on the same track on a lot of things, and honestly you just don't sound like you're working. I don't think the question is if you should pay for photos, I think the question is why are you still together? You're starting to resent him and he sounds like he's taking you for granted. Find another photographer and get rid of the head of the household, who is happy to take from his girlfriend but, forget spending, can't even take a couple of pictures for her. I would say take your hard-earned degree and hard-earned money and spend it on someone who values you enough to give of themselves as well. The man of the household thing will come back to bite you later in many ways, big and small, that erode your ability to love yourself and love him. If he's giving you that to justify his behavior before you even are a household, you are in for some hurt down the road. Who TF charges their girl for anything? Very weird. Hire someone else to take them. Send one to him of you giving him the bird. I would take this for the huge red flag that it is and take your on-off-again relationship to a permanently off position. I'm assuming he did not get you any other type of graduation present? Other than his time, I'm sure this will not cost him anything as he already has all of the equipment, some of which you purchased. If it's been 10 plus years and he is still not prioritizing you in his life, he's not going to start now. You've been together on and off for 10 plus years without a future discussion and not even the same household. Of course he's not serious about you. I'd find another photographer. Bad to mix professional stuff and personal stuff together anyway. If I'm in a position to help one of my friends at no real cost to me, I do so. Let alone my girlfriend. This guy's a joker. I don't support him or his business, because I feel entitled enough to question paying for the services. Look at it this way. This guy just destroyed his relationship with his girlfriend. It's not you, it's completely and utterly him. If he took the photos and you decided to pay him on your own, that is different. At the same time, if you're both working to be together one day, why would he want to take money from you considering it's going to be put aside eventually for joint expenditures? I almost can't believe this is real. You should have paid a real professional for the photos whose style you prefer. Dump the guy. If you have to post about this on here to get advice, then your concerns are real, and it all confirms your worst doubts and fears about him. It is what it is. Your best step forward is to let go. Something better will come along because obviously you can have someone much nicer than this. Serious question. Why are you with this bum? You do not live together or commingle your finances after 10 years. Pretty obvious that isn't happening. Yes, it is his business and yes, you should pay if you want his professional services. It's not great of him to charge you or not give you a bigger discount, but he is a professional and deserves to be paid for his time. However, his ideology and comments seem really off-putting and I wonder if this is really someone you want to spend your life with? He irritates me. If I lived near you I'd do your grad photos free just to irritate him. $300 in of itself is not a lot to charge for a photograph. One has to take into consideration the equipment expense. My gear is well over $10,000, plus any education costs, plus years of experience, plus the innate quality of the photographer. That said, I would never, ever charge any family member for photographs. Especially for a potentially future spouse. Especially when the girlfriend has generously spent on the BF. This is a sick boyfriend who has his priorities seriously messed up. I usually don't like family members taking advantage of free labor from creatives. However, you are his partner. That whole concept goes out the window for me when you're a couple. If he doesn't want to do it as a favor, he doesn't have to do it. But question that he doesn't value you enough to spend a couple hours taking photos and editing them for you. Given your situation, unless it is a very costly service, time, material, etc., I think he should give you these pictures as a gift. If the work is already done, you should pay and think why stay in this kind of relationship. I think it's important to value creative work and I hardly ever do anything for free. I have a degree in arts and when a boyfriend or close friend asks me to do a job for commercial use, I charge and make a contract. I do the same thing with other services. But, if the illustration art is for personal use, it doesn't take me so long and the person is usually generous with me. I give the job as a gift and make it clear that it is for personal use only. Everyone is right. You are entitled to feel that his taking pictures is a thing he was going to do anyway. Would you have hired a photographer for this if he wasn't a hobbyist? Are his pictures of the same professional quality of a person you would pay? If you put the job out to bid, would he be in the running? Because, no, candids on a cell phone are fine. And in all of this, you want to be with a generous person, who wants to do this for you. Not some dude thinking he's doing you the favor by giving you a discount. Maybe it's not graduation. It's a commencement. You are commencing a new life, new degree and new people. Pay him the money and find a boyfriend who treats you like a partner, so not him. Actually, don't do that. If you are going to pay money for graduation pictures, pay it to someone else who doesn't already treat you like you're not a priority. And also find a new boyfriend. You have no idea about his finances. He might need the money and going to your graduation is an opportunity cost he can hardly take. Maybe he is doing his best to come and take your pictures, but $300 is the minimum he has to make from that day in order to keep his financial life in balance. Also, that doesn't look like you guys are girlfriend and BF. Are you sure he calls you his girlfriend? If he wants to separate your relationship from money, you should find another photographer. You're not obliged to take his service, just because he's your boyfriend. He made that pretty clear. No, it's ridiculous, but you should move on. Congrats on completing your MBA. That's huge. Whether you are comfortable paying your boyfriend for the photos or not is really up to you. Most people would not be, and you clearly are not. It sounds like he is taking advantage of your generosity in general and is fairly selfish and entitled. Relationships don't have to be balanced in every moment, but they should be balanced in general, and both partners should in some way feel like they get more than they give. If you have been together for 10 years and 1, still aren't married, 2, he is still behaving this way, and 3, you are newly in a position for a big life change anyway, maybe it's time to seriously reevaluate this relationship. You deserve better. He's your boyfriend and he's charging you, his girlfriend, to take a few graduation photos? That doesn't impress me at all. If my boyfriend said that to me, then he'd be out the door. It seems like he's jealous that you're earning more than him, especially with how you said he believes in the man of the house thing. I definitely think he has an issue with you having more degrees, as he didn't even bother to go see you graduate. Location flag, location flag, location flag, red flags. Lol. Your boyfriend charging you for taking your photos? What a fucking loser. Follow your beliefs. You deserve better. Good luck. I get paid for creative work and there's definitely a friend-family discount, but that's normal. He's right here. Could it be that he sees that you're getting all these degrees and know you're making more than him, and now probably even more, and he feels inadequate and feels like you have the money he don't, and feels like why not, she has it and I am broke, she should help me out. But even then I would have done it for free. Somehow I feel it's bigger issues for you too than these photos. I wouldn't pay shit. Girl, what? His graduation gift to you is charging you $300 for pictures of you? I'm a professional photographer. Just for reference, I would never ever expect my girlfriend to pay me to do her graduation photos. I can't even wrap my head around why he would even bring up the idea. I've only been dating my girlfriend for less than a year. Break up op. You deserve much better. I could be wrong, but if after 10 years you're not sure about your so's priorities, you may want to look elsewhere before you waste more years. After I read the title and the facts, I was on his side. A family member or friend can ask for a discount, but you paying him for this would make sense, as it shows support for your loved one and that you respect their work. Asking not to pay is demeaning his job. Now the one thing I am questioning here is how much you've funded him for his job and how. If you've bought him at least $300 in equipment, outside of birthday gifts and such, then he's wrong and should do this as a favor. Also, you said you spend a lot of money on him in general. All this shit is irrelevant in the grand scheme of things, because if he really is as you describe, then you should end the relationship. Seems very one-sided, but you really should have just got a different photographer. Leave this man. He is selfish and very self-centered. Honestly, on and off for 10 years, what is the point? He is not willing to support you in your successes. Something as simple as coming to your graduation, free of charge, and he said no? While photography is his businesses, you are supposedly his life partner and have supported and helped him in it, and he can't take your photos for free? This is bizarre to me. Leave him. Immediately. We have been together, off and on, for 10 years plus. Aren't you tired of wasting your time? Oh yeah, money is definitely the worst factor between two people in a relationship. I don't know why he's being this prudent about his money. If it's the makes me less of a man thing, it's so stupid. It doesn't sound like this is a man you should be wasting your time on anymore if money is the thing that's driving a wedge between you two. If you want or don't the photos, that's fine. I'm sure they can be retaken or reenacted without him, right? Because I believe you shouldn't have to pay either. He should have wanted to do them for you free of charge. I really hate it when people act like this. Find a photographer who is cheaper or better, since it's all just business to him. Tell him to stick the photos up his ass. He shouldn't change you at all, or at the most for the printing only. Is he getting you a graduation gift? If not, the photos would be a deal breaker for me. I just wouldn't feel loved if he really put up that much of a fight about it. My best friend, who's a photographer, drove all the way out to my campus and took the photos for $100. It wasn't a lot of money, but she loves me, and we had fun that day. With all your other examples, I think it's pretty obvious that you care more about the relationship than he does. Pay someone else to take the photos. After that, you should probably do some soul searching and determine where you want to be in 5 to 10 years. Paying someone else, not arguing about it with him or rubbing his face in it, should give him pause for thought. It won't just be the loss of a guaranteed client, but that he missed that opportunity to be there and share his expertise to get you the best photos. He will probably trash talk the other photos, but if you are happy with them, don't budge. Depending on how everything works out, you will probably have more clarity on whether staying with him long term is in your best interest or not.